Okay, loop tool's being a pain in my ass. I don't want to deal with it right now. Hey everybody, I'm Nick Griffin here, and welcome back to Filament. We have some... Yeah, I need to actually do that one. Oh, okay, one sec. Ooh, oh, we got an achievement. Corrupted. To be accessed from all terminals without re-entering the archive ref. Okay. User corrupted, I guess. So we discovered... Have I already done this one? Okay, they're gonna make me frickin' memorize this. Okay. Ah! I don't actually like... The controls here are actually really bad. I get that it says in the bottom right, Q back, E select, but we're interacting with the computer and also not with the computer at the same time. So I don't even know how I pulled that off. Ah, user canary, messages logs. Nope, I want this. Evening all, Could I please see you all at 8:30 tomorrow for a briefing on how Captain wants us to move forward with the new probe? As you only have a 3-day week, I expect you to be on time in good spirits. Can I be late if I bring coffee again? So everybody's color is the same. Actually, wait. Okay, no, you can be on time. You can be on time if you bring coffee again. I feel it's necessary to inform you all that the development of my planetary analysis that could potentially impact our jobs and well-being. Over the last few days, there have been a sharp, significant increase in the amount of radiation being emitted from Arnold 475M. The cause of this is currently a mystery, as are the specifics of any potential repercussions. At the time of writing this, the readings have leveled out, but remain a new, higher constant than before. While I wouldn't worry about it for the time being, there is a chance this increase in ambient radiation could cause problems for certain systems aboard the Alabaster, as well as pose potential health risk. Rest assured I will be monitoring the situation closely. Is it possible that something else in the system could be responsible? It seems strange that a planet could spike in radiation like that. It's definitely Arnold 475M. I've ruled out interference from other sources. It could be something geological, I suppose, though I couldn't say what. We can expect a planet with an atmosphere this close to a star to give off a moderate level of long-wave radiation. Good morning, Canary. The Alabaster's well-being officer greatly appreciates more insight on into exactly how dangerous this extra radiation could be. As it stands, the risk is certainly low, but it's worth keeping an eye on. I would recommend performing additional health checks on a regular basis. Usual development. It seems that over the last few days, it certainly calls into question the potential habitability of 475M. I will look through the report today. I'm confident. Okay. Stash, you told me you were planning on working through lunch. I simply won't have it. If you'd care to join me, I brewed a pot of chamomile tea and made us some sandwiches. I'm in the library, Nook, for extra comfort. What kind of sandwiches? Ham and mustard on sourdough. Okay, so it definitely seems like Vermilion and Canary are pretty friendly. I haven't slept at all. I spent all night reviewing the Alabaster external camera footage of the aubergine. None of you are going to like what I found. Late yesterday evening, I was in the living room sketching Arnold. I stared directly at the planet when it flashed at me. A wave of light had just passed through the whole thing. It was weird, colorful, and it displaced parts of it. I thought I was losing my mind. I almost went straight to Vermilion in case I was having a stroke or something. I couldn't move, though, because it felt so familiar. Then it hit me, my damn fireplace has been doing the exact same thing, the same ripple, the same color of light. It's a colossal hologram. I'd prefer you came to me privately about this first. Okay, following last night, we've made a significant and troubling discovery regarding planet. Immense planet-sized hologram. What it's hiding, who built it, and its purpose are beyond us. Confirmation to depart. You'll stay for the time being. Corp deployed your vessel to research, and you should continue to do so despite this revelation. I would like to schedule a meeting at 9 o'clock. We are dispatched to assess for potential habitability, not to observe possibly dangerous megastructure of unknown origin. Interesting. Okay, so we were commanded, or they were commanded to stay in orbit around the planet, which is interesting because it has an orbit. So the hologram really was like a surface thing. Bad news, we will not be leaving the system. We will remain in orbit. I'm glad we're censoring out the word bullshit. Wow. Oh, there's just external storage on this computer. It's not my external storage. I'm scrolling all the way down. I'm doing it. I actually wanted to check something real fast. Oh, interesting. I thought the messages, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought the messages dash lines at the top was something I could select, but it's staying there as I'm scrolling up. Okay. I know we're doing a big lore dump day apparently. I'm looking over your request and recruit the spacewalk. Crew of the spacewalk. Getting worried, no one has seen Sable early this morning. She was last in the third floor lab. Okay, Sable is clearly a pet. The orbit has begun decaying. I've corrected course and we're back in the approved orbital range. Seems like it could be a software issue. Of course, correction was successful, then the OS is functioning. Okay. we're slightly, possibly incorrectly using some tech terms here, but that's, I can forgive that. The walk this weekend should get to the bottom of it. You did not bring Smash Middle Scrub. I love that game so much. Maybe too much. I was banned from playing it for excessive biting. I'm past that now, though. Don't worry. You better be over it. Okay, it looks like Pistachio and Juniper are also pretty friendly. Game night! Last night was something. I don't suppose you'd remember a whole lot of it. I got pretty heated. I thought if anyone were to lose their temper, it would be me, given my colored Smash Muddle Scrub history. But Canary? Who knew? Okay. I don't know if that's for the spacewalk. So something happened. Okay. So, Marmalade almost died during the spacewalk, and Juniper saved them. Sunday roast dinner. Okay, tradition we have back on Earth, so clearly there's some people not from Earth originally. 2 words, first word 1 syllable. Gestures playing a, second word 1 syllable, gestures sleeping at. That's right, games night. Alright, that didn't work as well as I thought. It just... Oh, right, I see. I just thought it would get some practice in. Do I sound crazy? Yep. Well, being status equals not dead. I'm assuming that the ones that all have question marks... Oh. Wait, are these the same thing? Yeah, these are logs. Those are the logs that we, or the messages that we just read. So how come the first set from Canary aren't showing up in here? Oh no. Okay, so if we go to all, that's the first batch. Okay, so, oh. I'm dumb. So we can search for all of the things, I guess. Okay, here are these. I now understand how all of this works. Alright, I said, I know we're doing a big lore dump day, but... We're complaining about not having much. Juniper managed to get herself a nasty case of appendicitis. Fortunately, this is something I could treat with my eyes closed, not that it matters, so can that magic med-bay cylinder. Test whether it does as good a job as myself. Jennifer's gonna be fine. She might actually find herself disappointed. It doesn't take long to recover from appendicitis. Beginning to wish she wasn't. Complaining about my music. Jennifer wasn't too happy about the last. Okay, probe's launch went poorly. Really doesn't have much more insight into the matter. Honestly, I was watching the launch on the same screen as everyone else. I didn't understand a thing that was going on. We're becoming a little family here with a common goal. I'm not feeling so hot. Feels like I'm being stabbed in my gut. Undergo surgery due to acute appendicitis. Yep, and there's marmalade. Has been talked recently about getting to the bottom of the defect. Brought to light with the captain. I would like to take this opportunity to stamp out further investigation on that front. Okay, the decaying orbit is, I guess, classified, I suppose. We'll be doing work this weekend. Trying to learn a lot recently. I'm finding it very therapeutic. Mr. Marmalade does some sketches. I wonder if I keep this album a while longer. I don't know. It's nice. I've been treating it well, I promise. Don't worry about that. That was just my phone. If I didn't hear it. So they're sharing music. Okay, so yeah. Vermilion came from Earth. You mentioned earlier you might be willing to play me some tunes this evening. Are you still down? Aubergine. A long way to pro launch is scheduled for tomorrow morning. We've been working hard for the project. Second chance. It's 8:30 and not all of you are here. I had hoped that it's just a portion of this mission in my email last night. We're on our way up with coffee. Yeah, that sounds about right. Probe mission did not go to plan. It's hard to tell where the issue is rooted, but hopefully more in-depth investigation. Sorry, I could only contribute beverages. Alright. Alright, so I've used all the passwords that I have so far. We only have limited cards. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna start over here. See what happens. Right, this is the one with gates. I was really hoping that these would be easy. Just go into run mode. All right. So this like has to go this way. Simple enough. Nail. Wait. I think it's... No, it doesn't work. This feels reasonable. Just, you have to go a little bit further out of the way. But so far these haven't been too bad. I am taking a lot of guesses here. Okay, so that's a problem. Alright, how about if we do it like this? There we go.
So, Pluto, despite having been here all but a single orbit, you're already making far more sense of these anchors than I ever did. This kind of thing was never really my area of expertise. If it wasn't helping me pilot my ship, then I wanted nothing to do with it. Not the best attitude, I admit. To tell you the truth, I'm still not sure what these things do. They were meant to stop some spike on some graph that I'm told was important, with the minor side effect that literally all systems are no longer remotely accessible. Useful, right?
I don't even remember her name. We're gonna have to go back in time. Good God. Okay, that one's the problem. Never mind. Simple enough. Looked like it was going to be worse. I don't know, for most of these, it's just like, you should almost always just try something, right? Yeah, see, that has to be like the final wrap. if I could fit through there, it would work. Maybe I can pull this off somehow. Not quite. No, that's gonna cause a problem because of this right here. I can't get around it. So that's a no. I could still do this though. Alright, so this works, except for how do we get that? And weirdly, I think the answer is we can't. I can't think of a loop that makes that work. This is where, like, if I were to do Photoshop stuff, it would make it faster, but I don't think it would make it easier. I think this will do it. Yeah, we got it. We got it. I haven't had stuff that's like really pushed the limit in terms of like number of possibilities. Okay, this one's gonna be a problem immediately, which is good. Knowing what who the problems are early is good. Okay, good to know. The way that that's set up. Because doing this... Yeah, problem. Alright, this one I might take to Photoshop for. But only because there's some very obvious paths that if I could draw, it just becomes easier. Actually, I should do this just for simplicity's sake. Alright, so let's get our line tool out here. Alright. That's starting earlier. This has to happen. It has to be like this. This one has to be like this, which means it has to also be like this. Like it has to go around here. I'm fairly certain. Because that's the only way we can get that tension, which means that this also goes like this. There's more that we could potentially do over here, but I feel like that has to be true. It's not perfectly clear, but there is a thing right here, which means it has to be that or that. This has to be... It doesn't have to be, but... I'm putting too many lines down. Arguably, I shouldn't even put those lines down. I guess it might be worth dropping some lines here. Just to mark that we can't hit them on those sides. It's a little bit hard to see. So one of the first things that does stick out to me is this as like a, because you can use that as an anchor to like basically swing around. So we could do something. See, we can't go this way, so we have to go this way. But that actually doesn't buy us anything. It actually buys us nothing, which is bad. So because we don't necessarily need... Actually, no, we don't necessarily need to only hit this corner like this, but we have to. Which means from here, actually, this is good. From here, like, has to go there, now that I think about it. And go like this. But we can't actually pull that off, can we? Unless... Okay, this is where it gets weird. So, this whole bit over here ends up being a bit wonky. The main reason because of how we get to these places, right? So, this looks okay, or more specifically, if we were to say, do this, it almost looks okay, but if we go this way, we end up in here, which is closed and useless. So coming out of here, this has to be before we reach here, but we can't reach here except for like from here. Because I don't think here would work. So I think this is the only valid option. But this sort of begs the question, how do we get here, and then what do we do with here? Which means we have to go like this. So presumably, we come in over here. We start this way. And we actually wrap ourselves on the outside. So maybe we start here. See, but this lends itself. So the only way that this works is if this is coming from somewhere else. And we have room for this to go somewhere. Which I actually think is impossible. I think I'm getting lost in the sauce with this. I mean, I guess hypothetically we could come in like this and come in all the way like this. But that implies that wherever this goes, we have to end up over here, right? Like, we have to end up over here. Like, it makes sense in a working backwards standpoint that we're gonna end up going through like this. Like, I see this as a relatively strong reality. Like, this feels okay. These are, there are some larger issues here. This is a large issue because this path makes what I'm working backwards from over here actually impossible. So like this, for this to work, like, this almost has to be how it goes. I mean, I suppose we could do something like all the way like this. That seems less likely to be helpful. And I'm not quite sure about this is also part of the problem. Like, I still think this is right. This feels like a real natural flow. I suppose this isn't necessarily the first time it's gone around this, which could actually let us come from somewhere else. But the thing is, so we've got nothing to go around this way, is the thing. We can't go this way, so it has to be going this way. Like, it has to be. We don't have any other way of accomplishing this. But that means that we also can't start like going anywhere crazy. So I suppose if we were to, yeah, see, we're immediately going to run into the problem because we can't. We have to start. We have to start this way, don't we? But we can't because then we'll never hit this. We can't even do this to start, can we? Maybe we can. No, this doesn't work. This doesn't work at all. This is the problem. This one's the problem. Wow, I don't know how I ended up on one layer also, which is annoying. Yes, I want to blow away that layer. This is a requirement. There's nothing we can do. That absolutely must happen. And going like this as well. I can't see a way around that. Like, I actually can't at all see a way around that. Like, it absolutely has to happen. I suppose if we somehow we have no way of accomplishing it this way. Absolutely can't. Because the only way this works is if we go that way. But but for us to have gotten around the backside. To go this way, we're cutting ourselves off. So I feel fairly confident that this must be true. But what this implies, like, I feel like what this implies should be able to give us the rest of our solution. It just sucks, though. Because how did we get to here? It had to be from there. 100% had to be from there. Where do we get from there? From there. Only way. There, there. Where do we get from here? It could be there. It could be there. Could be there. Could be there. And I guess if we really want to talk about it, it could be from all the way over there. Those are of course going to merge. The implication being that. Well, I guess I'll put it more nebulous out there. And then we also have this coming out. The problem becomes this right here has to go somewhere. And it basically can't. It basically can't. We have to leave a hole for it to get back around. This is that whole looping problem. Because anywhere we go with this is going to give us some serious problems. If we go here, we leave potential options, but we're creating a loop. I don't want to do this loop style, but I almost feel like I have to. My pen tool, I hate pen tool. No, I don't want to start looping stuff yet. So like this has to happen. The problem is loop tool doesn't really, or doing it in this strategy doesn't help us in other ways. Stop it. Okay, loop tool's being a pain in my ass. I don't want to deal with it right now. Like these options, I hate all these options. I absolutely hate all of these options. Like, we kind of have to go over them one at a fucking time, which is the other shitty part. I just don't want them. So, here. From there, we had to have come from here. Okay, actually no, I figured it out. That's the solution. As long as we hit the rest of these, it doesn't matter. We hit this, it loops around, and it goes. We have to leave this alone. And honestly, if we want to, we can hit up this as a side path. All right. All right. I think I saw the solution. All right, it took some thinking, but it worked. Realizing that I was gonna have to double back the whole way made this work. Alright. Photoshop power. I find it interesting how some of these... Okay, so that's the real problem, is those two right there. No, if I do that, I lock myself out, though. Just, okay. Oh, come on. Fuck me. Alright, so it feels like this is the answer, right? We come back through, we hit this. And from here, it's just a where do we pull the loops? Where do we pull the rest of the loops? Because the answer is the whole loop gets pulled around to hit the other side. It's just we've got some other interim problems. So like we do this. The problem is we need to do it in such a way that I can fucking get there. We just do this. No, we can't quite do this because I've got no way in. No way in. This isn't gonna work, but God, I can't even fit through there. If they installed fucking jump pads on this thing, it would solve every problem. We can't do that. 'Cause we need to keep it clear is the problem. So close. There we go. Took a second. Alright, let's see if I can... Oh god. Let's see if I can solve this one. I see, that one needs 2. Okay, I clearly didn't solve this puzzle right. I clearly didn't solve it right because I
What's the first
didn't
thing
need
you
to use it.
noticed when you climbed aboard? I'll tell you what it is for me. The smell. I always imagined the smell on a ship like this to be, like, clinical, you know? But no. Like freshly cut grass. Something to do with the oxygen recycling, I'm told. Goes a long way to help you forget you're trapped in a metal box. If only for a second. The endless void out the windows brings you right back, though.
Okay, we're gonna look at Vermilion stuff just to begin with. I'm not sure what effect all of those colonies and vessels are having on the human race, but I'm not liking what I'm finding out. Aubergine, until now, didn't like or even listen to music. How can that be the case? It's madness. It took him working with me for a couple hours to discover that he loves it. He didn't put it in those words as such, but I can tell. Sounds right here now to cure an earworm. He has no idea of the journey he's about to embark on. Here we go. I'm finding myself a little lost at the moment. Everyone is doing great, which leaves me very little to do. Work has started on a probe to go down and investigate Arnold. Not a huge amount I can help with there. Maybe someone will hurt themselves and I'll have something to do. I'm joking, of course. I don't want anyone to get hurt. If anything, it's quite good I don't have a huge amount to do. That means everyone's well-being is, well. I offered to help Juniper and Pistachio choose a landing site. I'm not sure what I'll bring to the table, but at least I'll be keeping myself busy. I think they're just humoring me, but I'll take it. Pistachio has been asking a lot about Earth recently. It's strange, for her Earth is such a distant concept, nothing more than the origin of humanity as written in the history books. She occasionally speaks of it as though it's, I don't know, no longer necessary, no longer important now that we moved to a life beyond the stars. I've been showing her photos and telling her stories. I showed her the lake where I swam during my childhood before I moved to the coast. I showed her my photos of Paris from my honeymoon. It caught me off guard a little, but I showed her photos of Abigail and told her about our life together, the house we built by the sea. It was nice to get it off my chest. I left Earth so abruptly, traveled for so long. I don't think I ever had time to properly process it all. I'm sure they would get on well, I'm sure, Pistachio and Abigail. This is a very long entry. Well, the kittens came. Okay, I've had Sable here for the last few days, just to keep a close eye on her. She's so gentle. Now the real question is, what do we do with all these kittens? It would seem as I currently have the lightest workload, it's become my job to look after the kittens. It's a hard life, but I'll push through it. Briefing about the probe. Okay, I've been humming it all morning. What have you done to me? Oh, on Earth we called it an earworm. There's only one way to cure an earworm. Unfortunately, I possess everything needed to hear in Medbay. Which is just listening to more music. You mentioned in my mission briefing that you offered to help Juniper and myself search for a suitable landing site. Cool. Juniper, I've got some tablets for you to take. Your sneezing earlier got me thinking you might have an acute form of hay fever. You have been working in botany a lot and are probably inhaling pollen from plants your body is unfamiliar with. It seems at the very boundary of the universe, life has indeed found a way. Sable has given birth to 4 kittens, all of whom are doing well. They remain up here in Moonbay for the next few days, so I can keep an eye on them. Feel free to visit at your leisure. Threat posed to my fish. Game night. Oh, cool. We found the system report on how much stuff has been finished. That's good. That's good, that's good, that's good. Anchor, collectible. Wait, there's... Okay, so... Buggy things?
Well, would you look at that? And what do you know? You're in... My name's Juniper.
Okay, this is Juniper. Okay. Wait, so the implication is that there's...
This is where we built the anchors. I say we. Marmalade and Aubergine handled that. One of the few advantages of being so far from civilization is that we're pretty equipped to manufacture spare parts for when stuff breaks. Within reason, of course. I'm told building the anchors was pretty straightforward. It was the machine in the back corner that used to crank them out.
I think it's just marking the collectibles, but this says there's 2 collectibles in here.
You may have noticed a few of these spacesuits are missing a limb or two. Philcor were nice enough to provide us with personalized suits that are cut off around our augmentations. It's so we can make better use of them outside of the ship. Pretty cool, huh? Aubergine wasn't pleased about how much his resembled a one-piece swimsuit. It's a look, for sure, but I think he rocked it.
Okay. I've been finding stuff, but I haven't, like... There was no prompt for any of those. I just was, yeah, mashing E. So I found the collectibles. Is it going to... Obviously, we have more stuff that we could look at. I'm not going to look at it today. Okay, the collectibles are marked as gone. I don't know what the glitch is, but... I don't know. Don't know. Alright, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I know we got a decent bit done, so I am certainly not complaining. But yeah, interesting so far. We've got a lot to keep working on. So, you know, we'll have to figure it out. See what's up. But this wonderful holographic planet in front of us here that we have to figure out what's up with, I assume. I assume that's going to be important to the plot. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time. And until then, keep your gears turning.